Gas turbine power plant. Introduction. The gas turbine power plant has relatively low cost and can be quickly put into commission. Gas turbine installations require only a fraction of water used by their steam turbine counterparts. The size of gas turbine plants used varies from 10 megawatt to 50 megawatt and the thermal efficiency of about 22% to 25%. It is very much useful in peak load. The gas turbine plant requires less space only. Gas turbine power plant. Elements of a gas turbine plant: compressor, intercooler, regenerator, combustion chamber, gas turbine, reheating unit. Gas turbine power plant layout. This figure describes the power generation done by the gas turbine power plant. Gas turbine power plant. Compressor. In gas turbine plant, the axial and centrifugal flow compressors are used. In most of the gas turbine power plant, two compressors are used. One is low pressure compressor and the other is high pressure compressor. In low pressure compressor, the atmospheric air is drawn into the compressor through the filter. The major part of the power developed by the turbine is used to run the compressor. This low pressure air goes to the high pressure compressor through the intercooler. Then the high pressure air goes into the regenerator. Gas turbine power plant. Intercooler. The intercooler is used to reduce the work of the compressor and it is placed in between the high pressure and low pressure compressor. Intercoolers are generally used when the pressure ratio is very high. The energy required to compress the air is proportional to the air temperature at inlet. The cooling of compressed air in intercooler is generally done by water. Gas turbine power plant. Regenerator. Regenerators are used to preheat the air which is entering into the combustion chamber to reduce the fuel consumption and to increase the efficiency. This is done by the heat of the hot exhaust gases coming out of the turbine. Combustion chambers. Hot air from regenerator flows to the combustion chambers and the fuel like coal, natural gas or kerosene are injected into the combustion chamber. After the fuel injection, the combustion takes place. These high pressure, high temperature products of combustion are passed through the turbine. Gas turbine power plant. Reheating unit. In this unit, the additional fuel is added to the exhaust gases coming out from the high pressure turbine and the reheated combustion products goes into the low pressure turbine. Gas turbine. Two types of gas turbines are used in gas turbine plant: high pressure turbine, low pressure turbine. The combustion products from the chamber are first expanded in high pressure turbine and then it expands in low pressure turbine. Due to the expansion in the gas turbine, the heat is converted into mechanical work. The gas turbine classification is based on the cycle of operation as follows: open cycle gas turbine, closed cycle gas turbine. Gas turbine power plant. Open cycle gas turbine. In open cycle gas turbine plants, the air or gases coming out from the gas turbine is exhausted to the atmosphere. This is also illustrated in the diagram given below. Gas turbine power plant. Closed cycle gas turbine. In closed cycle gas turbine plants, the air or gases coming out from the gas turbine plant is cooled and it is again recirculated. The working fluid is continuously used in the system without change of phase. This is shown in the diagram below. Gas turbine power plant. Working. The atmospheric air is drawn into the low pressure compressor through the air filter and it is compressed. The compressed low pressure air goes into the high pressure compressor through the intercooler. Here, the heat of the compressed air is removed. Then, the high pressure compressed air goes into the combustion chamber through the regenerator. In the combustion chamber, the fuel is added to the compressed air and the combustion of the fuel takes place. The product of the combustion goes into the high pressure turbine. The exhaust of the high pressure turbine goes to another combustion chamber and the additional fuel is added and it goes to the low pressure turbine. After expansion in the low pressure turbine, the exhaust is used to heat the high pressure air coming to the combustion chamber through the regenerator. After that, the exhaust goes to the atmosphere. Gas turbine power plant. Advantages of gas turbine plant. Smaller in size and weight as compared to an equivalent steam power plant. Natural gas is a very suitable fuel. The gas turbine plants are subjected to less vibration. The initial cost is lower than an equivalent steam plant. The installation and maintenance costs are less than thermal plants. There are no standby losses in gas turbine plants. It requires less water as compared to a steam plant. Any quantity of fuels can be used in gas turbine plants. It can be started quickly. The exhaust of the gas turbine is free from smoke. Gas turbine can be built relatively quicker and requires less space. Gas turbine power plant. Disadvantages. Part load efficiency is poor. The unit is operated at high temperature and pressure, so special metals are required to maintain the unit. Major part of the work, about 66%, developed in the turbine is used to drive the compressor. The devices that are operated at high temperature are complicated.